Hello everyone, welcome to our discussion sessions for pre-seen document for June 2026 exam attempt. Yes, this is the document for your actual examination. Your pre-seen document has been issued and it's like 12 pages of the case study which examiner has issued for you guys, and 4 additional pages will be issued of this document in your actual examination. And today we are here for its detailed analysis. I'm Owais Mirchawala, and with me I have top tutor Sir Subhan Mirchawala, and we will be doing a detailed analysis of this pre-seen document in next 3 classes. And then there will be detailed predictive mock exam sessions. Yes, we will be issuing our 3 predictive mock exams in which we will be making our professional guesses that what can come in your actual examination. And those predictive mock examinations won't be just like oral discussions. They would be detailed discussion sessions. We will be developing our own exam papers just like the ACCA one. And we will be actually solving with you guys that how that has to be solved in the examination, how you have to use different response options. So this series of total 9 classes, 3 classes on pre-seen and 3 classes each on next 2 predictive mock exam. And then third mock exam for your attempt, on which we will be giving you personalized feedback. This entire series will increase your chances to pass this examination by great extent. So from now till the examination, your entire focus should be on our classes of pre-seen, should be focused on our predictive mock exam, because that will change the entire game. That will change your entire perspective that how the examination will go about. And obviously our exam technique classes in relation to writing skill, in relation to professional skill marks, in relation to using the exam practice platform, and then the read the mind of marker to understand that how the marker gives you the marks. The examiner develops the exam paper. The marker is giving you the marks, the score. So how to read his mind, the official document issued by ACCA. So all of these things are part of this smart crash course, which is obviously already available to our regular enrolled students. And if you're watching this class on social media, so don't waste time. Get enrolled in our this crash course in which all of these detailed things are included. Yes, sir.
Good morning from London, and I'm so excited, not only for this pre-scene, but this is the first time we are sharing the screen. Every time you have seen us, I'm from Dallas and he's from Dubai and all that, but this is the first time, we are sharing the screen. And when he's talking about the mock examination, this is the student's feedback that we do first mock and then second mock and then third mock and fourth mock and all that. And it creates your muscle memory that when you go on a big day, like your real examination, it feels like you're doing just a mock. So this how you create your habit and muscle memory. And then there are a lot of students, every time you see our place winners, position holders and all that, and students, even a normal student once attempted the examination, they say, sir, how do you know like this is going to become in the examination? This is not our thing. It's what we see in real life, in, let's say, in Walmart, in Amazon, Whole Food, Target, all these things, because we see them how they develop their process, what's their next strategy and all that. And this what comes in the examination, because this examination is actually a real life case scenario. It's just the copy pasting. Is just they change the name of the brand, and that's it. So we give our practical experience to you, and this is how it goes, sir.
So let's deep dive into this pre-scene. This time this document is on hairdressing industry, which is a very interesting industry because hairdressing is a need for some people, and at the same time it's a luxury product for certain people. Because I always say hairdressing can be like $20 or it can be like $2,000, because it's a premium service also. Because for some people it's not just a haircut, it's an experience. When you go for a haircut, how experienced, and then there are hairdresser, I would say, stars who have their own social media following and all. So, and especially the case study, it's not a basic haircut industry, it's hairdressing industry, and our client is one who offers this premium hairdressing services. So a great interesting case study, because I have seen these things happening in Dubai. Sir has been seeing these things happening in US, because these things belong to developed countries where you see these premium services in these basic need-based industries. Okay, now, so pre-seen for June 26 exam attempt, let's deep dive into it. See, when we talk about the pre-seen document, it's like a booklet which the examiner provides you. He first introduces you with the industry. hairdressing industry in the country of Kayland, for which our client belongs, and then our client background, Denis and KoKo Ltd. So there are two portions of this case study. One is the industry background and other one is the client background. And it won't be completed in today's class only because we'll be coming up with a lot of practical examples. And one important thing, don't think like, okay, when we are giving practical examples, we are just trying to impress you. No, it's important for your examination because a situation, a business idea, a strategy like that will come in your examination. Okay, and this is the reason why you are studying from us, because we bring in that practical approach, that real life approach, because otherwise just reading this pre-scene, you can read it on your own. There are a lot of teachers who will just read the pre-scene. That's no benefit in it. Looking at the examples, looking at the practical aspect, looking at how these things apply in the world, that will give you an idea that, okay, how a hairdresser use a mobile application, how the appointments can be booked through it, how dynamic a website can be, how an experience can be created for a client. That all thing will be evaluated. And most importantly, our client here, Denis and KoKo Ltd, is not like a basic hairdresser doing haircut like in a small shop. No, it's a premium, excellent hairdressing provider which charge premium price. We look at it as we move forward. Okay, now, so let's look at the introduction. Denis and KoKo Ltd is a hairdressing business in Kayland, a developed country with a stable economy. See, it's very important. What you need to understand is that in which country people will go for premium haircut, where the country is developed. Okay, like for an underdeveloped country, haircut is a need. Like, okay, my hair is getting big, let's go and have a haircut. So that's a basic haircut. But in a developed country, it becomes an experience, it becomes a luxury. And then there are a lot of products involved. Like, for example, people say like, okay, sir, how your beard always look like that? So it's not like it's a basic haircut. No, I have to give time to it. I have to go to a certain hairdresser and every day, every morning, I have to give time to it. So that is the premium service for which you have to go to the service provider and you have to take services from them. And that can only happen when you talk about a developed country. It cannot happen in an underdeveloped country. So he has introduced you to the scenario. Okay, now it is the third largest business in the Kayland and has been established for 40 years. Okay.
So see, they're, in this paragraph, they're making your mind. Okay, something in coming your okay, this is the business, this is the name of the business, and you have to read it like 2, 3, 4 times or as many you want, because this particular document will be available in the examination. But in the examination, you will have to be efficient. So you have to understand these, characters, like this is the name of the company, it's in XYZ country, is it a developed economy or a stable economy or what is the age of the organization? Let's say 40 years. So when okay, this is the age of my client, it means the culture would be stable, the culture would be strong, the paradigm would be strong. So maybe in examination, if you're given the assignment as a consultant, that you have to bring a change in the organization culture. So now that it can be, changed like real quick, because it's a 40 years old practice. The behavior, the practices, everything, it's 40 years old. So now, okay, if I'm as a consultant, I'm giving advice to my client, I have to use that evolutionary approach, and maybe I'll face more resistance just because of the age of the organization. So if it's this number is given 40 years, it is, it is important. It's an important number.
Now, so hairdressing industry in Kayland. The hairdressing industry provides services to men, women, and to children. See, it's very important. Some people think that hairdressing only belongs to women. No, it belongs to men also. Okay, men have equal right to look good. So, okay, hairdressing is a big industry. Like, people have big hairs, they want straightening, they want coloring of hairs. And now coloring of hairs is itself very, it's a range of service. Like, okay, I'm sitting with an aged teacher. So for him, coloring of hair is like the hair is getting white, so he has to get it black. Don't get impressed by his black hair. He use a lot of dye. Then for people like me, for young people, hair coloring might be like blue color, might be green color, might be red color. So it's a big industry. It's for men, obviously, yes. For women, it's a big industry because they have large hairs. So for children also, it belongs to them. And obviously, when we talk about young clients, this industry is very important. Okay. The services are provided to clients in shops which are known as saloons. Yes, very true. We are familiar with it. Now, what happened is like examiner introduces you this case study like you haven't been to haircut ever. So he's telling, okay, these are saloons. So he starts from a very basic. But a lot of things you guys are already familiar, and we'll be bringing in our practical examples so it will improve your analysis.
Because sometimes the industry comes, you have seen in the past papers like museum industry, airline industry, Uber industry, pet vet industry. So now it's possible that somebody has never had a pet. Okay, so you never been to a vet. Okay, so but when you talk about hairdressing, it's such a fragmented industry, and everybody in the life, you've been introduced to a hairdresser, no matter it's luxury or premium or basic budget.
Now, by trained staff, hairdressers who are supported by trainee hairdressers, saloons are managed by saloon managers, and some saloons also employ a receptionist. So obviously the hairdresser is like a doctor, he's like a teacher, he's the main guy who's providing the service, who is dealing with the client. But then there are assistant hairdressers who are assisting him, and obviously they are having on-job training. Now, very important thing, please make it clear. Here, in this case study, hairdresser is not like a basic hairdresser which we look around. Here, the hairdressers are introduced like, okay, they have a proper qualification to become a hairdresser. They get continuous professional development. Oh, sir, why a hairdresser will have a continuous professional development? Is he becoming an auditor? Is he becoming an accountant? No. Like, okay, just think about it. In a movie, for example, an actor had a new type of haircut. Now people will come that, okay, I want that type of haircut. So it's very important that the hairdressers in our shop know that how they have to do that haircut. So there is continuous professional development of these hairdressers. Are you getting my point? So here the hairdressing industry is of a developed country. It's not like underdeveloped countries, or like I would say like our South Asian countries where it's like a very casual business. No, here in Kayland, it's a developed economy. And you will see there are like 260,000 people involved in this. Around 1% of the working population of Kayland, which is a big number. I don't say it's just 1%. No, there are so many occupations. 1% belong to this industry, which means that okay, it's a big industry. And then you'll see there are qualification, there are CPD. So here it's like a big thing. There are competitions of haircut going on. You will see all of that in the case study.
And you know what? Let me give you example of United States that the hairdresser, whoever you hire the employee as an owner of the organization as saloon, whoever is working has to be licensed. Like, see, I'm doing this term licensing. Like when I asked my hairdresser, can you help me? He was very expert. He said, I asked him like, can you help me with this patch or something? He said, I know how to do it, but I don't want to do it, and I cannot do it because I am not licensed. So first thing is the licensing is very important, and second is the insurance. Every guy is insured because they are touching your hair, they're touching your body. If something happens, so just like in audit you do like indemnity insurance and all that. So this industry, especially when you're talking about developed nation, when you talk about underdeveloped nation, okay, you're unemployed, you're free, you're just at the age of 13, 12, child labor, whatever, you start just go to the saloon shop, hey, I want to do this training thing, and you become a hairdresser, okay, by luck, and no qualification or licensing is required. I'm using this term licensing.
Now, so there are hairdressers, there are trainee hairdressers, then there are saloon managers. See, it's very important. Like, okay, for example, if we two guys are taking a class, it's not just like it's all because of us. No, there's an entire ecosystem. Like once I record the class, I just forward the file, and then my team will do the entire thing. If I'll get involved in that, I won't be able to teach it. So similarly, in the saloons, there are saloon managers, there are receptionists who make the things easy for these hairdressers, like booking appointments, ensuring that okay, all the hair toolkits are available. The client is on time. There is no overbooking. There is no pressure. Okay. Hairdressing, now looking at the market structure. Hairdressing is a very large and competitive industry in Kayland, employing 259,200 people, just under 1% of the working population. It's very fragmented because there are low barriers to entry. Now, what do you mean by this? See, normally hairdressing is a local business. Like, okay, we normally go for a haircut in a local area only. Like, okay, we may travel to some other area when we have a very much good relation with our hairdresser. But normally it's a local business, like we go in our own area only. So there are small shops. And what normally happen is like, okay, one employee working in a hair in a saloon. Once he has like 50, 60 clients, he has its own PR, he starts his own shop. So it's because it's a low barrier business. Like, okay, you open a shop, you keep like 10 chairs or 6 chairs or 5 chairs and you just start doing it. But that normally happen when you talk about basic hairdressing services. When you talk about like premium experience, then they have to keep lounges also and receptionist also and good looking people also, so that they welcome, and an environment you have to create. But by default, this industry is very much fragmented, like small providers. Why? Barrier is low, small investment business, and most importantly, it's a relationship based business. So it's like low barrier, people with their personal service and relationship and PR, they start the
So
business.
see, it's that's why they're using this term. This time your case study is a fragmented case study. It's not like a very innovative industry, just like space tourism, or maybe like highly competitive capital intensive, for example, Boeing and Airbus. They can't, okay? Or sometime like a declining industry like coal industry in UK, okay? This industry is fragmented, like restaurant industry. Every street you have restaurant juice shops and all that. That's a fragmented industry. So barber shop, everybody, when there is a population, everybody has here hundreds of thousands of people, they are in the business, and millions of people, they are customers.
Okay. Now, over 99% of the hairdressing businesses are small. See, now here this becomes a problem for our client, because our client is a chain. If you remember, who was our client? Denis and KoKo. It was a hairdressing business chain. 40 years in the business, third largest business, like chain operating. So for them, it becomes a problem because these small providers create a lot of competition. Small independent businesses with just one saloon and a maximum of 10 members of the staff. The remaining businesses are either local chains operating with 2 or 4 shops in a particular town or city, and national chains with 5 or more salons. No single business dominates the market because it's not possible. There is low barrier. New providers will continuously come and people will copy your service. Okay.
So for example, like when they're saying a small business, a small shop, for example, Owais starts on Owais barber shop. My Subhan barber shop. That's small business. That's not a chain. That's not a brand. Okay. Or even if it's a brand, it's just a street shop. So that's also creating competition because it's a fragmented industry. Otherwise, you have like big chains. For example, Great Clips, all over US, global also. Sport Clips, Cuts, Diesel, and then Tonian guy. It's an international change, like France, US, Pakistan, India, everywhere you see. And then they have their own products also. So these are like big chains. But everybody is competing. Everybody is competing from OS barber shop to Tonian guy. Okay.
The three largest businesses are national chains and generate less than 3% of total revenue between them. Now they are largest because there is no one like having that much bigger share, but otherwise from the revenue terms, they are like controlling 3% of the revenue. Okay. Over 98% of hairdressing businesses have revenue of less than $500,000, which is below average business revenue in Kayland. So this means that in hairdressing there are small businesses operating, and in that we are operating a chain. So we'll have a lot of problems from these small, see, because the small businesses have low fixed cost. Small businesses are more flexible. They are more reliant on relationship. But for large businesses, policies, procedures, discipline, that becomes a problem. So the examiner is making up your mind. This is he's introducing you the industry. Okay. There are three different types of client experiences offered by businesses in the industry: basic, good, and excellent. Now, what's the basic experience? Which is like a normal, I would say, a normal barber shop. Okay, normal barber shop offers a basic experience.
Just like we in the airline, we say budget airline. You go and just get the product. Get the product is like traveling. Simple. Okay. Same here. If you go to a basic shop, a budget shop, just the haircut, beard trim, that's it. But if you want like something, an experience, as the sir said, what is that? I have seen a lot of shops like the, for example, Sport Clips. So the whole theme is about the sports, maybe about the soccer and football. So all the people who are, fan of, so when you enter it, you see everything, the wallpapers and even the people over there, it's all with that theme. Sometime, Harley Davidson riders theme. Sometime, the veterans or, army people or military people, just like that, they attract from the. So sometime you go to a gentleman club, excellent premium, hair salon. There's a snooker and then the cigar lounge, and then, they polish your shoes and everything. That's kind of, a complete different ball game, which you call the excellent service and all. So it's either you just, ultimate goal is what? The haircut. But haircut is just a product, one product. The overall experience is a different thing.
So there is a basic type of experience. The level of service is low. Only a small range of services are offered. Experience and skill of the hairdressers is basic and little experience, because obviously they are giving you a cheaper price. Normally those small hairdresser shops operate like this. But our client is not a basic guy. We offer excellent service. We'll see it in forward. Simple interiors, basic furnishing, cheap pricing. Then there is good type of client experience, which is like medium, satisfactory level of service. Services offered are like most services. Now, you must be thinking that, sir, give us an example, like what's included in hairdressing services? Like, okay, a basic haircut, it's a basic service. But for example, if I want to have coloring, sometimes permanent colors, sometimes temporary colors, okay? Or maybe if I want to have curly hair, or maybe if I want to have straight hair. So these are like detailed treatments. It takes time because your face, your entire, like, okay, for example, if I'll have a detailed servicing, everything will change. Normally, like Sir Subhan is like very much into it. He likes to change his appearance. Like, okay, if you look at some classes like a month ago, he'll have like this much beard, all hair running there and there. Then maybe like then a short beard, maybe then a clean shave, maybe something with like his hair. He has very less hair, but he spent a lot of time on it. Okay, so there is basic service, then there is good service, which is like medium one, average level of skill and experience, because obviously the hairdresser is the main guy. So his skill and experience matters. Pleasant interior and comfortable furnishing. The pricing here is reasonable. And then there are excellent hairdressers. Like, okay, you go in, there's a lounge, you sit in, you have a coffee, you sit, you relax. Then, okay, a guy will come, an assistant will receive you. You go, a big chair, a relaxing chair, massage is happening, and the hairdresser cutting your hair, giving a high quality service. So, premium service, full range of services, highly skilled, very experienced. Okay, here the hairdressers are like, they are social media stars. Like, okay, I'm a hairdresser of like some big actor. So obviously I'll charge a good amount. Luxurious interiors, high quality furnishing, pricing is high. Hello Hair is the largest chain, has 203 salons and provide a good client experience. Now please, here good is not like a dictionary word. Here, this good client experience denominates this. Like, okay, Hello Hair gives that satisfactory service. The second largest chain, Trims, has 85 salons. It provides basic client experience. And our client DKK, the third largest chain, has 50 salons and provide excellent client experience. Now here it's very important. See, for our client, the competition from local salons will not be a big problem. Why? Because we are dealing with that premium service. A small provider cannot invest that much. But for us, economic risk will be a big risk. Like, okay, for example, economic recession comes in. So people won't invest like for excellent service. They may go for a basic haircut. Okay. In Kayland, there is an increasing interest among the population to look and feel good. And this is fueling growth in the number of hairdressing businesses. Okay. See, look and feel good. This is very important. Nowadays, when we talk about social media, this increases that experience. Like, okay, we see actors, we see people, and we have that feeling that, okay, I want to look and feel good.
And when it's about, looking and feel good, it has nothing to do with that only premium class. It's everywhere, okay? Whether you take a coffee from Starbucks or from a basic budget store, local store. Everybody has the right to enjoy. So when it's about look and feel good, because everybody has the access to that cell phone and to the social media and all that thing. Okay. So now give you a practical example, like maybe 10-20 years back. Gillette, everybody used to have this whenever you're professional or adult. Normally people, they didn't used to have beard at that time, because all the stars, football stars, soccer superstars, all the, they used to have simple, clean shave people. So everybody is like, until unless there's some kind of religious or cultural that thing. But then comes people having a light beard, not like this big beard, but light beard. There was a, so when there are hairs on your on your face and you are maintaining hair, it means it's going to affect the revenue of those companies. For example, Mac 3 or shaving cream and all that, and aftershave, that revenue is going down. And then the time comes that people have now, like the big, from Hollywood to Bollywood to all over the globe, people now have like big beards or have sufficient. So now what? Once again, that revenue of those companies, but then comes new industries like beard oil, and having a beard, it's like kind of experience, it's kind of expensive stuff. Maintaining a good beard is very expensive, and with that, these companies, like this industry in which we are dealing right now, the fragmented industry, hairdresser industry, their revenue goes up, and then the other products revenue also, and then once again, when it's about the competition, for example, a dry cleaning service and all that, but now we have electronic stuff. We have in-house electronic machine, washer dryer, so you put your stuff and get it done. Same with the pooling industry, the pool cleaning industry. Now we have the robots. In my house we have a robot, and that robot does all these things. And the same thing with the lawn moving industry. So see, the technology is actually become the competitor of service industry. Same thing happened here. When you're saying feel and look good, in some culture, give you an example of United States. In some culture, when I talk to my barber and artist and all, and I ask them, why don't you guys have this hair transplant thing, and why don't you offer this patch thing? So according to them, in US, people have no issue with when their hair's gone, what they do, they have the trimmer and they do it at home. Simple. So normally when you see like the famous star Rock, they're Hollywood big stars, even they don't keep hair. So every morning they wake up, or every week or whatever, they just clean their hair, clean shave, and boom, done. So it affects the business of hairdresser, and that's why they don't introduce these products like patching and hair transplant or surgeries and all that. Otherwise, in this part of the planet, people have very complex, oh, my hairs are going, oh, now what should I do? Okay, let's go for the hair plant. That's kind of very expensive treatment. So it is affected by the technology and by the culture also, sir.
No. So now as we move forward, what type of staffs are involved in this industry? There are hairdressers, obviously the professional hairdressers who are like dealing with the client, okay, doing the haircut, maintaining the relationship, applying the color, curling the hair and all of that. Okay. And as sir said, see, in this industry, one of the competitor is the technology, because there are a lot of good technology equipments which can help you do these things at your home only. Like earlier, maybe we used to go to a hairdresser for like basic hairstyling, but now we have those straighteners, curlers. We can do things at our home also. So maybe in the exam case study, there is some technology thing involved. So hairdresser provide hairdressing services to the clients. They also supervise, help to teach trainees in the salon. Okay. Then there are assistant hairdressers who support the main hairdressers. Obviously, these assistant hairdressers are taking training, maybe in the future. Like, okay, you take articleship. Okay, whatever you have studied in chartered accountancy, at the end of the day, the important thing is like, okay, what practical experience you have taken. So similarly in hairdressing, I have a degree in hairdressing, but what is my hands-on experience, on-job training? Okay. Assistants are training to become hairdressers. They may be studying at a college, working under the supervision of a hairdresser in the salon to learn hairdressing skill. They also wash the client hairs, perform cleaning tasks, sweeping floors, which enable more efficient working, as experienced hairdressers do not spend time carrying out lower skilled tasks. So what you need to understand is that in Kayland, it's a complete industry. Education route to become a hairdresser, your on-job training, your CPD, experienced hairdressers, like it's a service industry, then assistant hairdressers supporting them. Then there are saloon managers who are making the life easy for these hairdressers, like maintaining accounts, like taking payments, like booking appointments. Otherwise, okay, if at the same time there are two clients coming in, so they'll get annoyed. Okay, if I have booked an appointment, I expect that I'll get a seat at that time. But at the same time, some other guy is also coming and the hairdresser is not free. So there will be an argument, there will be pressure on the hairdresser. Or maybe if there is underbooking, then we'll have idle time.
So it is the job of the saloon manager to schedule their employees. Okay, you'll come on Saturday, you'll come on Sunday, this time and all that. And then this is the responsibility of the saloon manager to run the overall business, like utility bills and all that. Then do the marketing, the social media and everything. So it's kind of entrepreneur thing. But you know what? In examination, once again, the exam point, there is a possibility that maybe they are running some economic problem and all that. So sometimes this what I have seen in US, that one person who is the hairdresser also the saloon manager, and he does all the job. Okay, for example, he's cutting the hair and then somebody comes in, hey, welcome in, can you do the check-in and all. Okay, and then he has the phone also, and he's the telephone operator, like for example receptionist, saloon manager working. And then obviously in developed nation, there's nothing wrong in sweeping and cleaning and all that. So sometimes one guy does so many tasks.
Because as we studied earlier, that there are small saloons also, like 4 to 5 people. So they'll not have specialized staff for everything.
And also they use technology also in examination, because in when we'll read further, there's a process and everything also, like in technology thing. For example, you have a website, and a good functional website which does take appointment. For example, you go www.diesel.com as a customer, and then what do you want? Okay, I'm looking for which service, hairdressing, haircut, shampooing and all that. And then I'm looking for Mr. John or Mr. X and whatever. So it means there would be a less possibility or maybe no risk of lack of coordination, because the website has that function and the schedule is already updated. So you can, okay, I want to come at 3 p.m. and 3 p.m. Mr. John is available. Yes, is available. And then normally if you go for a manual thing or a phone call booking, rather than this thing, they normally take credit card also. When you are booking, they take the credit card and they put your payment on hold because of no show policy. Because in case if you don't show up, what will happen? It's gonna affect, it's a loss thing, it's a loss hour for the hair salon. So what they do, they deduct the payment and they give you the clear policy that if you don't show up after 15 minutes or whatever, we'll deduct your maybe 100% charge or 50% charge or whatever. So what is this? It's kind of, it's a technology thing which is reducing the HR costs. And when you go in, when you step in the saloon, there is a kiosk. There is a kiosk, and you go and you do the check-in. So they don't need a reception for that. And then there is a self-service of, for example, beer and coffee and drinks and all that. You can have a complimentary coffee, have a seat, and then you take in and start service.
See, this all we are talking about excellent service. Don't think, okay, I go to my hairdresser, there's a small shop, he just do the cut. No, that's like a $10 cut. Here we are talking about excellent service where there will be like $200 or $500 cut. Okay, saloon managers spend a proportion of their time managing a saloon and the remainder of their time providing hairdressing services, as they have training and experience as a hairdresser. Saloon managers of small independent businesses are the business owner, what we call as owner managed businesses. And then there are receptionists, obviously not in all saloons. In big saloons, there will be receptionists, are employed by larger saloons and saloons known for premium level of client service. They are not trained as hairdressers. They book appointments, greet clients, serve them refreshment, and take payments from them. So, like as I said at the start, hairdressing, it's like starting from a need to a premium luxury service. Okay. And there are a lot of examples, like, okay, if you have been to a premium hairdresser, you will be able to understand. Like, okay, I'll give you a suggestion. Before going for the actual examination, go for some premium haircut and get an experience for that.
Don't spend money. They'll be very high on your pocket. Rather than you keep a money for, for your next attempt. Not for SBL, maybe for another examination. Give us that money.
So that experience, okay, how the premium hairdresser operates. So you'll understand that, okay, it's not just a haircut. He's creating, like, okay, I'll give you an example.
Just go on YouTube and do it. Yeah. Okay. See the virtual thing and we are explaining everything, sir.
For example, if we take a Pepsi can and we like say, okay, a Pepsi can is like a $1 in a normal general store. And we buy that same Pepsi can in a 5-star hotel. So maybe they are selling it for like $15. So you say, okay, he's charging $15 for that $1 can. No, he's not giving you that $1 can on a road. He's giving you in that environment. You're sitting in a sofa, enjoying music, having a drinking that same Coke, but in that experience. So that matters. Okay. So now we have looked at the industry, what type of experiences exist in the industry. Now we looked at the staffing. Now, what type of training and skills are involved in the staffing? Now let's talk about that. Okay. So now comes the training and skill development of the staff. Because here the hairdressers are not like the basic ones who just like get on job training and they start doing the job. There is like CPD, as I told earlier, for like new type of haircuts, new type of products and all also. A range of training routes and qualifications for assistants are available in the industry, but they are not mandatory. Okay, like okay, if they are qualified, it's good, but some can come in like through the experience route also. These
As
in
as I said, like, in some countries, licensing is mandatory by law, but in this country, it is not by law. Okay, so you have to keep this in mind. It means some whoever wants to join the industry or wants to be employed just have to have good skill, not all the paperwork, the licensing thing.
these include college courses linked to on-job trainings in the salons. Larger chains have their own training academies. Now it's very important. See, if like okay, I am a big premium hairdressing chain, so I want qualified hairdressers with me, because if there are like weak hairdressers, that will impact the reputation of my chain. But now, for example, in the market there are no good educational institutions providing good training, so maybe I'll start offering a training academy also. Like normally big hospitals have their own medical colleges also. Like we'll hire people who are trained in our academy, because we need to have people with the right skill. Many hairdressers continue to develop their skills during their career. The training academies of the larger chains also provide continuous professional development opportunities for their hairdresser. Like, okay, who is the main guy in a hairdressing chain? That hairdresser who is doing a cut. So, his training, his skill about new types of cuts, that's the most important thing. Because if he is not skilled, if he is not equipped, then everything will be in problem. Hairdressers can also access CPD at conferences and seminars. These are often run and sponsored by global hair care product brands. Now, it's very important. For example, if a hair care product brand introduces a new type of gel, new type of beard oil, new type of cream, so who will bring it in front of the clients? Hairdresser. He'll use it, he'll market it, he'll do upselling, and he'll make the people habitual for that. So these hair care product brands engage these hairdressers to promote and upsell the products. That's very important. Like just like the pharma companies connect with the doctors to upsell their medicines. Normally when we talk about multivitamins and all. Okay.
So, nowadays in the hair salon, you have a, separate section for these products. Sometimes they create their own product. For example, Tony and Guy. Tony and Guy is a store and they have their own products like gel oil and all that. Or sometimes, those companies, those salon, they have products of other brand store. Like, for example, maybe once again, a Tony and Guy or maybe Jack Black or something like that. And they have a section. And for those selling, those hairdressers, they're getting a good bonus. So that's why whenever, they're doing the haircut, they become a marketing person actually, just like you guys. You are no more accountant only. You are business manager. That's why you're studying all these. And this ACCA combo, it's not only taking you to the CFO route, taking you to the chief executive route, to the internal auditor route, just like a business consultant, a business manager. Same with the hairdresser. They're not only, doing this hairdressing thing, they become the marketing person. So whenever they're doing it, they try to sell those products also, because they get good commission out of it. And that's why what they do when you are done with the haircut, they you use those sample oils or gel or hair cream and all that on you, so that you can buy later on once you're done with this, normally on the the separate section or sometime on the reception, that you can, when you are paying for the hair service, you can also get that stuff.
Now, in general, the more practical experience a hairdresser has and more training they do, higher their hairdressing skills are. Okay. And obviously, they will charge higher, they will get better salary, and obviously, then their skills would be more sellable for a business. Because obviously, these hairdressers themselves become social media stars, they have their own social media pages. Hairdressing competitions, both national and international, provide hairdressers with the opportunity to demonstrate their skills. Winning a competition has a significant positive impact on a hairdresser reputation within the industry and with their
There
clients.
are a lot of events, especially like in New York, in Vegas, and all that. For example, the tattoo artist, just like these tattoos. Let me show you here. Tattoo artist, they do it. For example, in New York, and then they not only they make the tattoo, then they post it on social media. Like these artists, tattoo artists, these hairdressers, and all that. They are like star, and they have millions of followers, and they post it on their social media, and then through that, not only they get good clients, their brand image, and when they are associated with those salons, and they're so busy that when you even I have this practical experience. When you go for an appointment, say, okay, 2 days we will be in Dallas, 2 days in New York, 2 days like all over the US. There, like I'm talking about those high-end people, and normally they use their social media, or the stores or the saloon or the chains, those who hire them, they also posted on the social media that we have this guy who won that particular competition.
Now, so some hairdressers use social media platforms to showcase their skills, engage with the current and potential client, and promote their services. So now, if you are looking at the case study, it's not like a basic hairdressing industry. Since our client belongs to the excellent service level, as I told you earlier, we deal in excellent hairdressing experience. So for us, these things will be very important because we need to have these highly skilled and very experienced hairdressers. Who is a highly skilled and very experienced hairdresser? Who has proven experience, who has won competition, who is dealing with the stars. So now the entire focus will be on presenting this industry as a mature industry. Okay? And you have to make your mind in that way. Now, what are the services offered by these hairdressing industry? Okay. Washing services, washing, drying, and where requested, styling hair. For example, creating temporary curls using heated hair styling tools. It's very important. For example, if it's your wedding day, so you go to a hairdresser, you get a temporary, like a temporary hairstyle. That's very important. And similarly, like when you talk about actors, when you're going to some event, so these temporary hair setting, hair styling, that becomes very important. Okay. Then there's cutting service, a very routine one. Styling the hair by trimming or cutting it. Then there is perming the hair. What's perming hair? Creating permanent waves or curls and using hair chemical. Those who have straight hairs want curly hairs. Those who have curly hairs want the straight hairs. And this is why the industry is going on. Then coloring, changing the color of the hair temporarily or permanently using chemicals. Then there is straightening services, creating wavy or curly hairs into straight hair using chemicals. Then there are grooming services, shaving and beard and mustache trimming. Now here see it's very interesting. The low margin, the cheapest thing is cutting. But always the hairdresser is interested in like giving you the expensive service. So why not color the hair? Why not change the look? Okay. Why not go for something better one? So in when you talk about these hairdressing industry, there are high margin and high value activities involved also.
Maybe in examination they talk about some kind of sustainability, say chemicals, and you have seen new products, new brands now this is coming up. Oh, let me give you a very famous example. Bath and Body, not Bath, the Body Shop. And there are a lot of other brands now work on natural products, organic products, and all. So this industry, when it's about the natural environment, wastage rate, and all that emission thing. So maybe in examination, examiner may ask you about this sustainability thing, about this governance thing, and about going towards this natural and organic stuff because they talk about chemicals. So
Now, services are often combined. For example, a client may have their hair washed and a cut. So yes, there are bundles. Then there may be like deals. There may be like loyalty cards because the industry is fragmented. So in order to retain the client, there may be loyalty cards. Maybe some packages like why not have 5 cuts, a package of 5 cuts because you lock in the customer.
sometimes they offer membership also, just like like a buffet, not the a la carte. Eat as much as you can. Nowadays, I've seen in the flights also, like airlines. Okay, you pay this amount for the year and fly as much as you can. Same with this. Okay, this is the yearly membership, and you get it. As many haircuts or X number of massages, all complimentary.
So, what this discussion session is about, it's like giving you the examples, the possibilities which may come in. And that makes you helpful in the examinations because you can think in that way. Clients usually book the appointments for the service in advance and pay for the service at the time of the delivery. But then there is a risk of no show. Okay, I booked an appointment, the hairdresser was waiting for me, but I didn't show up. So it's a loss for the hairdresser. Okay, so then there may be a situation where they hold up your payment, maybe some good application, maybe some good website, maybe some reminder situation, some process re-engineering, process change situations. Those are part of your course. And as you move forward in the case, you'll see the processes also. Some saloons specialize in particular services such as grooming. Yes, some may be cutting experts, some may be coloring experts. Services offered will also be impacted by the demographics of the local population. Very interesting. Younger clients often want to experiment with color, and so there are several shops specializing color in the major cities where many young people live, or maybe where like old people live. Maybe like they have basic haircut, only black color dye. Okay.
So, as you said, I like changes. So once I asked, my guy to, bring the change in color, and then he explained me a very good thing because, he had this purple hair and sometimes orange hair and red hairs and all. So he said for Asians, it's very difficult because see, our hairs are so dark black. So first of all, they have to, cut down the hair. Cut down the color. So cutting down the color of that blonde girl and the cutting down of this black hair, that's very, very, difficult. And then once it's done, then you go for a new color and all that. So for some culture, maybe it's not that cost effective. Maybe it's very expensive. Some people do not have that much money. The environmental thing, the economical thing, the demographic thing, this all you have to see in the examination. Okay. So
No. Small single saloon businesses and local chains tend to be open 5 days a week between 9 and 17, which is 9 to 5. Now, it's very interesting. These hours are like not very favorable hours for working class. Like, okay, shall I go to the office or shall I come to the haircut? So maybe in the examination, there's a possibility like increasing number of hours, increasing number of days. But when you talk about increasing number of hours, it will create a cost, like a second shift of the staff. Because 9 to 5 means like 8 hours of working is done.
So you know what? They have to see that cost benefit analysis. This is one thing. But then the second thing is the law. The law allow, for example, in Spain, it is like by law that you have to take 2 or 3 hours nap. That's very interesting. When I went to Spain, it's very, interesting to know like the nap is like by law that everybody has to. So in the afternoon time, you'll see like no stuff. Like the whole economy, the whole country is slowed down. Okay, it's by law. For example, in Texas, the law says that you're not supposed to sell cars, even furniture also. I think sell cars. I remember sell cars on Sunday. This is by law. That's why no showrooms open, no motorcycle stores. You are not supposed to sell hard liquor, alcohol on Sundays in the state of Texas. So what is that? So hopefully in examinations say, okay, the law does not allow to open those stores on Sunday, maybe because of the peace, maybe because of the quality of life, maybe because of work-life balance and all that. Then as a consultant, you say, okay, we can have good numbers, good revenue on Sunday, but you're not supposed to do it because the law is not allowed. And sometimes it's the company policy, maybe the founder. For example, Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A never opens on Sunday. Chick-fil-A is like that. Whenever there's a parking spot and there's a McDonald's and Chick-fil-A is like this thing, even in front of McDonald's. But on Sunday, everything is open, but no Chick-fil-A. They say like it's the church hour, it's the family time, it's for the employees and all that. So it's never open, Chick-fil-A, no matter whatever the revenue figures are. So
Regional and national chains often have larger saloons and so more staff and may open their saloons 6 days a week and for longer hours. In most saloons, all hairdressers perform all services offered. Like normally, like okay, he does the cut also, he do the beard also, he can do coloring also. But obviously, when you talk about larger saloons, they will have specialized people to give that personalized feel. And obviously, the skill also improves when a person focuses on one task. However, in the larger saloons, individual hairdressers often specialize, for example, cutting or coloring. Hairdressing businesses drive on average 95% of the revenue. from providing hairdressing services. Some businesses also sell hair care products. Now that's very important. We referred it earlier also. Uh, See, a hairdresser using a certain color, a shampoo. So obviously I'll ask that, okay, can I buy it for my home? Can I try it on my own? Maybe some tools or maybe some curlers or maybe some dryers. So they can sell that and get revenue from that also, such as shampoos and conditioners, hair styling tools such as like dryers and brushes. These retail products are only available in hairdressing salons. They are frequently marketed as professional hairdressing use only and hence attract a price premium. The hair care products sold in salons are used on clients in the salon, and businesses use a variety of techniques to increase the retail sales.
Sometimes they use the website or e-commerce website. Sometimes it's available on Amazon also, especially the big brand thing. But when you go to the, the barber shop, I told you earlier, they give you a sample or they apply on you and then you feel it. And then obviously once the customer is done, these products are like every time, every month, you have to buy beard oil and hair cream and stuff.
These include in-store and saloon window displays paying commission to the hairdresser for upselling. He also gets a commission, like okay, let's just like a doctor selling a multivitamin. So he's normally getting a commission, not like a prescription drug, because multivitamins is like a luxury thing. Like okay, you're not eating well, so you are taking a pill for that. So these hairdressers also get a commission for that, who recommend the products to the clients, giving samples of the products to the clients. So if you look at it, we have just started discussion on the pre-scene and a load of practical examples to give you that understanding. Like, okay, how the hairdressing industry is. Because normally when I talk about the majority of the population, so for them, hairdressing is like a basic need. No, it's not a need. It becomes a luxury. It becomes a premium service. And for that, obviously, you need to understand the practical example. You need to understand the Western environment where people are more willing to pay for that experience. So what the industry is, what type of hairdressers are, what type of staffing is, what type of training is involved, and then the servicing and all. Obviously, this analysis will go on in the next two classes also. We'll be going further. We are stopping here. Then there will be 3 predictive mock exams. 2 will be discussed in the class. 3 predictive mock for your self attempt. So I can be very sure there is no better crash course than this one. It can't be better than this one because of the detailed service we are giving. Our proven result in every attempt. Some teachers get like 1 position. We get like 5 positions in 1 attempt from SBL only. Last time only from one of the country, first, second, third, all were our students. That shows our quality service. So if you want to be a nationwide place winner, if you want to pass the exam in the first attempt, obviously this crash course is the key thing. Those students who are enrolled in our regular course, they obviously get it as part of the package. But those who want to enroll, increase the chances to pass the exam, they can contact us on the number, visit our website admissions.mirchawala.com and increase the chances to pass your exam. So hope to see you all in the next class if you want to pass the exam in this attempt.
And this particular class, this we just done, it's a complimentary class and it will be on our social media and YouTube and all that. You can share it and you can refer to your friends, relevant stakeholders also. But from next class, obviously, you need to go for that.
So hope to see you all in the next class and hope to ensure that you all pass this exam in this attempt. Okay?
Thank you. Enjoy
Thank
your
you.
day. Bye.